Hello everyone. I'm at loss what I need to report you about because I cannot identify the name I heard, but this is what happened. I was walking with my dog and a man called to her to pet her who was in a nursing home type of setting. And of course, they sit there all day long and desire the compassionate love little creatures can give them. So I let the dog come there and I began to talk to him, and turned out that he went to the chiropractor. The chiropractor adjusted his back but kind of overdone it. That caused him to end up in the hospital. And then they identified in his blood a bacteria which I heard from his mouth to be pronounced as mercum. I cannot find any bacteria with such a name that would be a blood-attacking bacteria. It certainly starts with an M, and I would say that I'm saying the right word, but nothing even comes near to that name. Anyway, it happened to him. So this is a real story, that he was diagnosed with this bacteria that is attacking the blood, and if this wouldn't happen to him with his back, then it would take him out, indeed they said in a couple of days, because it would poison him. Of course he felt sick before he went into the hospital. He had fever, but he thought it's because of the chiropractor. I'm bringing this to you because I just finished a video related to the silent weapons where I was talking about alien abduction and also of the Bluebeam Project. It's all connected, what these aliens can do to us. So we're talking about diseases brought to Earth through the aliens. And I don't know if he is not actually saying Martian bacteria, because I have found evidence that there are not just Mars colonies, which I already reported on, but also cities built on Mars, and we have a shuttle going there just like you go to anywhere in the world with an airplane. So there are so many secrets here. So I would just suggest to you to read one article which I find fascinating. It's so well written, and it was unfortunately written back in 1979 or 89, very long time ago, and how much there was a full disclosure of all the evil of the world back then, and people are still, majority of the people still are totally unaware, and that is sad. Actually, the Lord said one time that we, humanity, failed him like 4 or 5 times of accomplishing his plans for these last and evil days, because we are so unresponsive. So please, let's shake up the unbelief and all that what many Christians are suffering of, and the childish behavior. Even today the Lord showed me a book. He says, be mature. I knew that was for me. It's the title of the book, Be Mature. So yeah, it's time for us to be very mature and very responsible, that we would not take our mind off of the business of the Lord. That's the key, that we would be consumed by it. That would be the only reason we are here. We have to give up on this life to gain the next. That's what the scripture says, right? And because there is so many disinformation and misinformation, we are suffering of that. But this is now coming of the end. With the redemption, all this is over with. Praise the Lord. And then we have clarity of who we are, where we came from, why we are here. But only matters is that we hang on and we be ready to help others. That's the whole key, that if once we are restored to our original identity and receive the power of God, then we have the ability to really run the race. It will just reprogram us to stop being just human and focus on what matters. So what I would suggest is that you read this one article. I mentioned his book, William Cooper, about the New World Order, and this might be a part of it, I don't know, but looks like that he done some mighty work on this earth in form of exposing the darkness. And I want you to see in that article how the aliens, the Greys, identify themselves as the demons, what we call demons. Christians call demons because they really didn't know who those demons are, how they look like. But those are the Greys and the reptilians, because they actually confirmed or said or revealed that they are the ones that are manipulating humanity through the occult, through witchcraft, through Satanism, whatever they said, how words they use, you will find it in the article. So they identify themselves with that to be the demons. It's pretty amazing to me. Remember I said in the last video, if you listen to it, that aliens are coming and they bring their Hebrew children, and they are already here. I just landed on an article that is coming from Dr. Richard Boylan. I bring to you two of his articles. One is Extraterrestrials Give Urgent Warning Human-Caused Global Nuclear War in 2 months, mid-October 2018. I don't believe that. He says we need to stop that war. And of course the information is coming from the Zeta. Those are the Greys. And I know that when something like this is released, that's because they are planning that. They are deceivers, they are liars. So that's one of them. There is a second article, says 2017, Star Nation Permanent Diplomatic Mission on Earth. So that means they already are here. Of course they are here since 1919, when was it? When Eisenhower agreed to build the underground facilities to accommodate the Greys. So they are here, but Star Nation says determined the Earth has reached the stage of development and awareness where it is a time to open formal public diplomatic relations, move towards establishing and implementing a Star Nation United Nations Treaty of Peace and Friendship and commerce, open and regular communications between Star Nations and Earth. People will eat this up like cake because millions of people are drawn to the alien issue. Even well-educated people are sold out on the idea. They want peace. And so they will welcome this. So the Greys are already here. Now from the same man who received a lifelong sickness and crippledness, his neck is crippled and not able to turn his head, that's his problem, told me that he had reoccurring visions. And he saw 2 or 3 times alien spaceships covering the earth. The Lord said there will be an event before his coming that will shock the whole earth. And I believe that's the event because that comes around the day of the Lord. Because for the children of God, the day of the Lord will be the day of seeing Jesus Christ. There will be a contact, there will be a rescue mission. For the people of the world, there will be a day of a terrible day that who can survive. And also there will be a disclosure in that time frame. I'm not saying the same day, but this is all happening in the same time. Everybody will get what they desire, apparently. Some people are waiting for this alien disclosure. It's coming. And here is one more article I will read to you real quick related to the subject. Star nations will position flotillas of their starship filling the skies above 5 major metropolises. Those 5 metropolises are Los Angeles, California, Minneapolis, Maine, Nashville, Tennessee, and Monterey in Nuevo Leon State, Mexico, and London, UK. These aerial displays will last for 14 hours. It will hardly be humanly possible for a resident of any of these cities not to notice them. And so on. So the picture adds up. They are planning for this appearance. The whole world will see them. They already have diplomatic establishment. In other words, to come forth to feed you the lie that they just came. The Star Nations, the friendly Star Nations, to bring peace and friendship. And as always, they are bringing us the warnings. For me, warnings about the evil they are about to commit. I don't trust them, but that's just me and the God in me. It's amazing. Amazing how they present themselves as the light and blaming humanity for bad behavior. You can go to the website. It's a short article. There is a link at the main page, same website. The amazing part that 3 million of these aliens are already here. My God. I will read that article to you in the next video, and please watch that, it's very important. Bacteria upgrade. Since then I went back to ask what the name of the bacteria is, as I was walking the same way with my dog and he was out on that balcony. And it's pronounced MRSA, but it's spelled MRSA. This is a very deadly bacteria because it spreads through skin contact or contact with an object that has the bacteria on it, and it does not respond to regular antibiotics, thus giving the opportunity to the bacteria to spread until it's too late. That's where the name is from. It stands for methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus, and it's a fast-killing bacteria. It takes few days, couple of days. But as always, most important weapon, most important treatment is prayer, and then you do what it takes. You've got to pray over these things. Do not maintain fear. There is so much more is coming than just one single bacteria. Be at peace. The Lord is with us. And I do also tell you that throughout my life experience, I have seen miracles healing with aloe vera gel for skin infection, bug bites, even fungus. And of course, I'm not saying that's the only thing you should do, but I tell you about it just to know it in any event. It heals it all, it purifies the blood, but you must make sure that you don't apply it on a place where it has the ability to go into the bloodstream. You don't put it on the skin when it's already cracked. You can put it around it, or until it's cracked, you can put it on the problem area, but do not put it into the bloodstream because it can cause a very rare allergy. And I learned it the hard way. I had it. I was in bed for a whole month with 104-degree fever. I lost all my skin. It came off of me in patches and needed medical help to calm down that allergy. That's the only thing. So that's really life-threatening to let aloe vera gel go into the bloodstream. But it's a miracle plant and it works wonders. It also works actually in arthritis. I had joint inflammation and arthritis in my fingers, limitation of motion. It pulled through all that material which was between the joints, created a lot of pus. So I tell you it works. Just be careful with it and you will see truly a miracle there. It works wonders. On gingivitis, you can put the gel on your toothbrush and wash with it. Gingivitis is guaranteed gone. You can buy it at Walmart or Nature Store. All you want to make sure it's 100% pure gel. And I would suggest that you have a bottle at home, very inexpensive, and you can have a plant also, but I still would have a bottle for the convenience of using it, and that's it. I didn't mean to make this into a medical advice video, but God created medicine for all our sicknesses, and so it's very important that we have the wisdom to use it, and if we know something, to share it.